to let you know. Okay, that's something else I can tell old Andrew. Hey up, it's Chief. There, Chief.
Alright, young man.
Captain's log, star date 17th of May 2025. I wouldn't use captain's log or star date anyway, because star date is when Lucifer fell from heaven to earth, isn't it?
It is.
It's all Freemasonic, that bloody Star Trek stuff.
It is.
So we're up at St Mary's Churchyard, and this is in Tintern. So if you find Foundry Road, as far as I remember, that's what it's called. Forge Road, that's it, Forge Road. If you find that, then you can find this place, St Mary's. It's lovely. Morrison's just done his little monologue. And I've been ill for the last few days. I've been out of it. I've had a terrible stomach ache, but I spent 3 long days choosing and buying a van and having a few pretty much sleepless nights as I was doing 12-hour day shifts at work, making breakfast cereal for people. And I think it was just at the end of that, once I finally let my bowels relax, they didn't want to play ball. So I had some gripey, terrible stomach aches. I'm afraid, yeah, I've just listened to Morrison's recording, his monologue about hope. You know, hope. It's always out there, as Morrison said, the truth's always out there. I was at VE Day last week, and that was to mark the 80th anniversary when peace was declared in Europe, victory in Europe. Still, the battle carried on against Japan for the next few months. But when we remember it, it's in May. So yeah, there's not many people of that generation left now. Noticed on television when they are interviewing people from that time, a lot of it's actually the children that were evacuated from cities, because they've still got enough health and fluidity to be able to remember it and recant it and repeat it to the younger generations. So I live Trowbridge, Wiltshire, and at the cenotaph, the meeting was 7 o'clock until 7:30. That's the schedule for it. I only ended up going for 20 minutes, but I think there was just a 10-minute grace period if anything happened that needed a bit of time to sort out. Anyway, there's probably 200 people there, and I mean, I'm 41 now, and I've been going to Remembrance Parade since I was 12 and a half, 13 at the very oldest. That's because I was an army cadet, so that was part of army cadets, you know, go down to Remembrance. And regardless of me only missing one Remembrance Parade since I was 12, 13, and that's because I visited a friend in Poland and I was completely topsy-turvy by the time I got home. We were having a good old few days in Wrocław, Poland, and almost went over. And anyway, yeah, that's the only one I missed, but this is the first VE Day ceremony, remembrance I've ever been to, and it's just something I didn't think of. But people call it a remembrance, but I call it a celebration because it was supposed to celebrate victory in Europe, peace in Europe. Oh, there's old Morrison over there. But one of the chaps leading the talks at the ceremony said we must always remain vigilant. And yes, there's always hope there. There's always truth to be found. But we must, as this chap said in his closing words, we must always remain vigilant. And I would like to draw attention, as an adage to those words, to what's happening at the moment with free speech in the United Kingdom being trampled over by people like Keir, that chap Keir, and them using Orwellian doublespeak with regards to hate laws and hate speech. Hate is subjective. Free speech must remain eternally free. They're using hate speech to police people's thoughts and criminalise speech. If this happens, freedoms that have taken hundreds and thousands of years to gain, rights, inalienable rights, just like it says in the American Constitution. If we let this go, we're going to be fighting for it again before we know it. So even though we still remember victory in Europe and victory against oppression, in this case National Socialism, and the Nazis, as they were called as a slang term, they were National Socialists. Socialism is left wing. Communism, left wing. Fascism, left wing. NSDAP, Nationalist Socialist German Workers' Party. USSR, Soviet, Socialist, Socialist. NSDAP, Nazis, Socialist. Communists, Socialist. Chinese Communist, Socialist. Saddam Hussein, Socialists. Left wing. Right wing, right wing. I'm afraid that makes absolutely no sense to me. Left wing and right wing are supposed to be two ends of a measurement. Left wing socialism being complete and utter control. Right wing being anarchy, complete lack of control, which can turn into feudal, tribal socialism, which is just as bad, but in different ways. The Republic of the United States of America are centre-right, constitutional, Republican government. I think we in Britain really need to take a look at the United States Constitution, the living state Constitution of the United States of America, living. It is not supposed to die, inalienable rights. I think we all have to take a look at all of this. So I remain eternally vigilant and eternally hopeful and positive for the future. In this day and age, can't they make quiet motorbikes? Apparently not. Anyway, I think there's a lot of hope there. There's a lot of amazing people out there that are really starting to wake up. Whatever it takes, if it's them being hit by their freedoms or by a loss of a job, anything, or if you're pinching their pockets, then as long as they wake up and we can come together in peace, that's the main thing. Freedom is not free. Remain eternally vigilant. As one of my favourite people in the world, and I'm not putting the chap on a pedestal, but for the teachings that he imparted to me through his radio shows, a man called Milton William Cooper, Bill Cooper, his saying was, listen to everybody, read everything, believe nothing, unless you can prove it in your own research. And that's one of the rules to remaining free. Trust nothing unless you can prove it in your own research. So I'm not going to focus on me here, just the words and this beautiful setting that Morrison's brought me to. St. Mary's, burnt down in 1977, as my brain is working. I was reading that several minutes ago. It was here for 111 years. But I'm just going to record this for a moment in perfect silence. You just hear the birds and everything going on. Look at the flies in the air and everything. So thanks for listening to us both. Because of my illness, I haven't been scripted at all. I haven't made notes. This is just literally on the go. So I'm going to pan from left to right in silence. So thanks for listening. Please keep tuning in. Please leave a message. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Everything. Just start adding to it. Whatever your thoughts are, good, bad, whatever. I like arguments, as in discussing things. Because if we do ban free speech, then we're not going to be able to discuss anything. We're going back to the Dark Ages. Simple. So, thank you very much. Love you all.